Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to Cities Skylines. Now, we are building the town of Lorikeet Valley, and last episode we started on what will hopefully be one day a 5-star zoo. And at the end of last episode, when I was just going along, like making some screenshots and stuff, it actually leveled up to a 3-star zoo. So we have some new assets to place at the start of this episode, and from there we'll kick on. I wanted to point out as well, sort of left on the cutting room floor last week, was we actually did add a couple of ferry lines to serve the city and to allow people to get across to the zoo. At this point in time, you know, very few passengers, so whatever. It didn't really warrant adding to the video, but it is there, and hopefully it'll get a little bit better as we progress. So let's get started by getting some of these new assets down. If we have a look, we have a flamingo enclosure, an elephant enclosure, and we have the sea life enclosure. Now, for the sea life, you probably wouldn't actually have this just on a river like this, but we have it there, so we're going to use it. And we're going to start by placing it sort of fairly, I guess, towards the back of the zoo. It'll probably be a draw card getting people in, so we want them to have to go through all the other exhibits to get there. Flamingos will place fairly close to the beginning of the zoo. And if we have a look at our elephants, I think they'll fit in quite nicely. We spin it around, just sort of over in this area here. So, the elephants are already all connected up, they're good to go. Look pretty cool. Got a little baby elephant there. And they're very loud as well. And flamingo enclosure, we might just put a few sort of different connections there. And we might connect this one up to our existing pathway as well. Now we can add some sort of decoration in there as we go as well. And then in terms of our sea life enclosure, we'll once again just get a few sort of connection options there as well. Perfect. So we are all connected up with all of our new exhibits. And if we have a look at our park area info, so we've got more than enough entertainment to upgrade to the next level. We're going to still need quite a few visitors, but hopefully we can get up towards a 5-star park in this episode. Aside from that, we need to put down a lot more residential. Our next upgrade will be at population 30,000. That will allow us access to a new square as well, which we'll need to decide sort of what our priorities are in terms of where we want to expand to next. I also want to have a look at down here, our freight yard here, and we've got a bit of a problem here with some trains sort of backing up. Now, let's have a look and see. So we've got all short trains running here apparently. Now, problem, I actually did try and fix this. This is my second attempt at doing this video, and the problem we had was that I couldn't unlock the segment connected to this grain elevator, and when I did, it and deleted. So I couldn't maneuver the node at all, and I deleted the segment, and it broke my game. So hopefully just deleting that longer train will fix the issue, but we may need to monitor that closely, and potentially we might need to actually replace the asset if we're still having issues with it. But it looks like it's okay right now. So in terms of expanding our residential, we have Grove Park, which we still have a fair bit of area we could utilize. We could potentially even connect it up to Birdsong Way over here. I don't want to go too far in this direction though, because we have fertile land here that we could potentially set up sort of a bigger farming area and maybe sort of discontinue this little bit of Lorikeet farms over here. We also have this little stretch sort of along our river. So this isn't going to get us a heap of population, but it might be cool to sort of look at maybe getting some sort of more upmarket houses in this area here. I've just noticed as well that our sea life enclosure, even though it's on the water, it doesn't have water. So we're going to fix that up. Hopefully that will fix it. Perfect. So the boat doesn't need water, just the building. Fair enough. So what we're going to do, we'll start over here in Grove Park. Just want to reacquaint myself with the contours, and it's looking okay. It's actually pretty good. So we should be able to make our way over to probably just where this sort of bridge ends. We'll need to do a little bit of terrain magic, but I think it'll be okay. So what we can potentially do, we've got these two little dips here, and we can just smooth those out a little bit to give us a bit more flatness. And potentially we can flatten this area here. Looks like it's a very slight sort of difference in actually it's not that slight, but it's not too bad. So I'm just going to flatten this off here. We'll flatten it outside of the city limits apparently. And we'll just go back and sort of smooth it as well, just so it doesn't look too bad. Let's have a look. Yeah, nice flat area there. And we will continue to do some building. We might try and get a nice 90 here. I think sort of right here on this node here probably makes the most sense. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. That also, once again, gives us another sort of access point into Valleyside, so we're continuing to reduce the cul-de-sacking that's occurred there. And then we're going to just continue with our 12 by 12 grid that we've been working on. Excellent, and we'll probably just go with more residential. We'll get some commercial up against our rail line to give a little bit of shielding there. And just get some targeted residential in here. If we look at our city services, elementary schools, we will need another one, and we actually don't have one on this side of the city either, so we will get that fixed now. That should take us into the green. Oh, just a little bit short. Actually, we actually do have the capacity right now, but it's very line ball. High school, once again, we probably need one over this side. Can we squeeze it in there? We can't, but we can get it across the road. And then if we look at health, health's okay, but we can probably do with it an extra, just a small medical center. So we can put over here in our commercial zone. Fire. Looks like we still need fire on this side. And police. Police, we're okay in terms of police coverage. And we've got a little bit of space here that we can use for some parks and playground type assets if we can fit something in. Excellent. I've already got a couple of dog parks over here actually. Just a little tropical garden over here as well. Alright, and the rest, we can slot in as some lovely residential. Okay, so that is a nice little start to this expansion. Hopefully, and yeah, that's kicking us up. Hopefully we'll get fairly close to $30,000, if not hitting it completely. And also wanted to point out something. I noticed when I was editing the last video. And I was talking about the people catching the bus over here from our little townhouse complex. Or potentially either to this station here or even over to the zoo to get into the city. And there was something that I realized is that this is a bike path and pedestrians potentially can't use it. Yeah, exactly. So if you want to walk into the city, you actually just can't do it. So what I'm thinking we might do, we might actually convert this to just a regular pedestrian path. We might even do a terrain leveling path as well, because we've got a few sort of lumpy bits over here that we can't quite get corrected. So we've got just our regular sort of park path. And if we turn on Anarchy, we can hopefully get that looking okay. Yeah. Nice. So that will allow everyone to use that path. One thing I want to do is just see if we can correct this little bit here. I think that will always be there because that's a bridge. But look, immediately everyone's walking. So this is the connection that they wanted and we just didn't have provided for them. I wonder if we could actually use one of our pedestrian bridges here from the creator pack. That's not going to do it. Yeah, that's much better. We might just slightly raise that up so that it does pass over our key. I think that looks really nice there. Might just need to shift over. Ooh. Yeah. Cool. I think that looks really nice there. Yeah, it's the right height as well. Excellent. Looking good. Got a lot of people waiting here. Do we have some sort of hold up? No, we just potentially don't have enough trains on the line. Let's have a look at our train lines and see. So where have we got? We got this. Let's check out our line overview. So, ooh, look at this. Look at that. So that's the T1 Lafayette line, is it? No, this is just the T1 line. Lafayette line is T2, I would guess. And let's have a look and see. Oh, and now our university's leveled up, which has only taken a number of years. So we have some more assets we can place there. I don't know if we'll actually fit them in with our current campus, but we will have a look at that. First of all, though, let's have a look here. So we have 2 trains running on this line right now, and we've got problems, to be honest. So, we've got the Talent 3, sorry. We can potentially expand that up to 5 cars. And turn off budget control because it's not working for whatever reason. And we will see if we can add... We'll try just one more vehicle. This will be a 5 car, so it'll be a bit longer. It gives us 300 capacity. And we'll see if that will help with our capacity issues. Before we go, though, we'll have a look at our T2 line. And that's running fine. So there are passengers waiting, but our trains aren't full, so it's good. There is still a reasonable amount of usage, which is also good, but we don't need to change anything here. But we'll come back and have a look at the T1 line a bit later and see if adding that single high capacity train will help us sort of bust those queues that we were facing. Next up, let's get a little road down here towards the edge of our current city limits, because I think, once again, this will be quite a nice sort of place to have some more exclusive housing. So it'd be inexpensive, house. You know, obviously we talked about a couple of episodes ago getting housing in to ease our crushing housing prices. We've done that. We're also going to, you know, we're going to capitalize on it. We're going to cut into that as well by building some expensive houses as well. So what I'm going to try and do is get a road down that sort of just skirts this sort of sandy area, which seems like it might be a logical sort of border for our road. We're building bridges and we're cutting in. That was not what I intended at all. We're also doing a cul-de-sac here as well, which is not fantastic either, but it can be like the northern beaches of Lorikeet Valley. Insular Peninsula, as they call it. Okay, we're just gonna mosey on up this road. We're not gonna create a cross junction there. We're going to probably do it about here or so. We will get a dedicated turning lane set up as well. What looks better? They both look about the same, don't they? Yeah. And we'll just do a little bit of lane marking goodness over here as well. So, where's our node controller? I forgot how to use it for a sec there. Got some grass there, which is nice. Is that something we can delete? Yes, it is. Excellent. And we also want to hide... Well, I don't mind having the crossing available there, but we don't want to have a pedestrian crossing there. And then we're just going to use our lovely intersection marking tool. And we're going to set up a double solid line here. A dashed line. That's all we really need to do, actually. Got no idea why we've got people parked over here. Definitely some drug deals going on over here, what do you reckon? Where are you? Oh, okay, so you parked... What? He's walking to his car. Let's get some utilities set up. Get some down Birdsong Way. Okay, perfect. And from there we're going to just do a few sort of side streets. We might do smaller streets. And just have, yeah, some interesting sort of what we might do, in fact, is create a parallel road. So probably from here, maybe up to here actually, because that goes sort of quite far out, doesn't it? And we will Control tab that. Control tab. Enter that, but what I'm going to do is probably take this back a little bit. And we'll have this curving back into this road here, and we also will want to set this to terrain height as well, so it's not up high. So to terrain height, that makes it much better, and we'll also use our slope tool. Probably down to about here or so. Excellent. What we could maybe do is have this switch over and curve around the other side. Like so. got some funkiness happening here. Okay. Perfect. We'll put a few connections in between the two roads. Just around the place. And we probably will need a second road out of here, but I don't know what that sort of looks like at the moment, so we'll just leave it with one access road. Fantastic urban planning, I know. We're going to want this to be fairly desirable, so we might go through and place parks and stuff around the place before we actually put our residential down. Some sort of like beachy stuff here as well. Have a little skate park by the beach as well. The residents would definitely be complaining about that though. And from here we're just going to lay down some tiny bits of commercial along what will be our sort of main drag. Sort of few like concentrated points. And the rest is going to be all residential. And we are probably going to need to supply some power to this area as well. This is probably going to develop in a sort of a bit of an irregular way. So we'll get our suburban power line. And we might just sort of connect it along here for the moment. Hopefully we'll be able to remove it before too long. But we're just going to connect this up to the rest of the city. Perfect. I don't think it's too obtrusive there. I think it's actually alright. Oh, and we're quite close to getting up to a 4-star zoo as well, so we'll be watching that with great interest. While we're here, I just want to do a bit of traffic check as well, because I have noticed a few sort of segments like here where traffic is starting to build up a little bit. I think we do have problems here with this segment of road. It's been consistently an issue. I think we could potentially try removing Walker Street. We might sort of trial that. So what I'm going to do, we're going to ban all traffic on this road for the moment. And we're also going to set our junction restrictions to allow vehicles to cross over. So hopefully we should start to see sort of less hold-ups when cars and stuff are turning here when they get to this junction here. So back to the zoo then. So we leveled up to level 4, and that unlocks, I believe it was 2 new enclosures. So we get a giraffe enclosure, and we get the monkey palace. So giraffes, I think we'll probably want to get those fairly close to our river here, because they'd be cool. You'd be able to see them from like quite a while away. So it makes sense that we could sort of try and fit those quite close to our little broken that one there, my bad. Yeah, I think that will look quite good. We had Trianarchy on again, so we'll need to fix that up. So we'll just recreate that connection there. And we might try and just shift this and maybe lower it down just a little bit. I think that still looks okay. I'll make it a nice straight connection there. And we can maybe make a connection past our elephants as well. What is required? Excellent. So yeah, if you were in your snazzy home over here, you'd look across and potentially if we turned off our LOD sprites, you would, our LOD textures, or potentially if we turned off our LOD models, you'd be able to see giraffes over there. Obviously we can't at this point. I still think it looks really cool though. And the other enclosure we have is our monkey palace, which I think will really fit nicely over here. Excellent. Looking at our park area, we've got the entertainment we need, so we are all good to level up now. We just need to wait for another 5,000 visitors, which is pretty much double what we've had to date, so that might take a little bit. Ooh, excellent. We've unlocked Capital City. So, among other things, so it gives us university campuses rather than the liberal arts college we're currently using. Unlocks the harbour, some water treatment facilities, but crucially, it gives us access to another tile. So, the question is, what tile are we going to go for? So we've got a number of different options. So we could potentially expand further down the river. We could look to sort of encompass this sort of area here that's the current entrance to our city. We could also do something entirely different and sort of look to expand towards these more sort of open plains over here. Let's have a look at our natural resources and see what we're actually looking at in these sort of areas. So we've got forest and fertile land, but not much else, to be honest. We could also expand in this direction and look to sort of really ramp up our farming area. I think we're going to go with something actually a little bit left of field here. We've got this square here. It's got forestry resources, and it does have some land we could potentially use for a bit of sort of a country little village. So I'm hoping I don't regret this. I hope. But I'm thinking this one. Done. So we'll start to work on that next week, but yeah, I'm thinking a nice sort of sustainable forest we could build here for our, or to establish a forestry industry, start getting some funds in the door. And that will also still give us plenty of room to possibly look at like a big nature reserve or something like that, and allow us to lay a little bit more residential as well. And we've got some sort of pockets near Valley side here that we could also use for those means. I just want to check on our line 1, I think it was. So we placed an extra and a longer train on that line to hopefully take care of some of the passengers we had waiting. And yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. We do still have some passengers waiting. But I think overall it's coping well. Potentially we might look at increasing one of these to a 5-car train. In fact, I'm actually going to do that. So we've now got 2 5-car trains and we've just got the 1 3-car train remaining. So that should pretty much finish off those sort of congestion issues we were having on that line. And that is pretty much going to be it for this episode. It's been a bit of a shorter one this week, but hopefully there'll be some sort of more content and less being cut out in this one. I've really tried to add value in everything I'm doing. Do apologise if you can hear some grinding in the background. My upstairs neighbours are renovating at the moment, as they have been for the last 3 months. So fantastic. It's great for, you know, concentrating on my day job, and it's great for recording as well. But if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device when I post my next video. Links to all my social media are in the description, so get on there, you know, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff so you get the latest updates from me. You'll also find a link to my Discord, so if you want to join the conversation, hop on there, and I'm always happy to have a chat. As well as that, buy me a coffee is in my description as well. So if you want to provide something financial to the channel, you can do that through those means as well. Also wanted to say thank you so much for all the subscribers. We've passed 100 subscribers, and you know, I know that's not even a drop in the lake, so to speak, for YouTube, but I'm really proud of what I've achieved. I will have a 100 subscriber special. There will be some cool City Skyline stuff involved, so keep a lookout for that. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry, this is City Skylines. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.